2022 Tiger 1200. On the left we've got the, I have to get this right now, this is the models, I haven't got them quite sorted in my head. We've got the Rally Pro on the left, on the right we've got the GT Pro Explorer. So we're just going to take a quick look at the models. Luckily they've come down to my local dealership, Triumph North London. I had a chance to pop down and see these two models. They're being driven around the country at the moment, being dropped off at different dealerships around the country. And yeah, I thought I'd just show you a closer look at some of the specifications and what the bikes look like, nice and close up. Cool, so if we start with the GT Explorer, basically there's three GT models. So you've got the 1200 GT, the 1200 GT Pro, and then the 1200 GT Explorer. So the Explorer model, this is the top of the range model they've got in the GT version. It's got the larger 30 litre fuel tank, so for those big adventures and miles, no need to worry about fuel. The new thing, I think that Triumph have actually, they're the first to do it, it's got radar detection in the wing mirrors. So like in cars, like in Mercedes, Audis and most modern cars now, they've got blind spot monitoring, which I think is wicked actually, really good idea. They don't have the front facing radar like the Multistrada V4S and the KTM Adventure, but instead of that they've got the blind spot detection in the wing mirrors. That's really good. That's a really nice new technological feature. Cool, so moving on to the engine. The engine's the same throughout the range, right, throughout the 1200 range. I haven't heard it, we're not going to be able to hear it today. These are just prototypes, very nearly finished, but can't hear it today. But it does retain the T-plane cranks, similar to the Tiger 900, so that to me is epic news. I rode the 900 a few days ago, I'll pop a link up, absolutely blown away by it, completely loved it. So this, in a 1200 form, I just imagine it's going to be beautiful engine. Yeah, what are the power figures? So it's got 150 PS and 130 Newton meters of torque. So there's no lack in power at all. It's figures-wise, it's a powerful engine and a throaty engine. So that's really good news. I think it's really good figures. I think when it comes up to sort of 170, 180 brake horsepower, I personally find it like a bit much. That's really racy, sort of excessive power. But 150, that's a hell of a lot in my perspective still as well. But 150 seems manageable. So yeah, I think the engine, that's going to be really exciting. So if we come to the rear of the motorcycle, we got a single-sided, oh, excuse me, no it's not, that's a double-sided swing arm. Now, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to go into too much detail about this because I am not a technical wizard, but just take a look at it. There's your right side. If we come over to the left, here's your left side with your shaft drive, which I actually think it looks very clever, whatever's going on there. I'm sure some of you will know. Yeah, it looks really smart actually. It looks quite sleek. It doesn't look too bulky. I'm actually quite pleased with the look of it. And being a shaft drive, I might, if I ever get another motorbike, which I'm going to get another one at some point, let's be honest, it's going to be a shaft drive. So yeah, that's really good news for touring, adventures, etc. Less maintenance. Matching colours, that worked out well. Not planned. So the seat height on all of the GT models is from 850mm and then the high setting is 870mm. So it's a little bit lower than, we'll get on to the Explorer and the Pro in a second. But yeah, that's not a too high a seat height and you've got a nice range there so you can bring it down if you're shorter. An 850's really accessible. Easy to do, and if you're tall obviously you can raise it up to 870. I'm 5'9", show you where my feet are at. Yeah, so I hope that gave you a good reference, and I believe that is actually on the higher setting, so it's on 870 at the moment. If it was on 850, I think if you're of shorter stature, I think you'll be alright on the 850mm one. Moving on to the cockpit, as we could call it. So yeah, unfortunately these are prototype models, so we're not going to be able to turn on the dash, but hopefully you can get an idea of sort of the size of it. It looks really nice even when it's off actually. It goes in, fits into the cockpit really nicely. It's very sort of thin sides here. It's almost, I don't know how to describe it, like sort of flat screen plasma sort of TV, you know, with a very thin profile. on the outside. If we come back, just show you the switchgear. It's very similar, if not identical, to the setup of the 900 with the switchgear actually, which I think is a good thing. I think that worked really well, and I suppose they could have overcomplicated it with more of the features that they have, but it's nice. You don't want to go, I hate it when there's too much going on here, because you just don't know what you're pressing, how to flick through, and it can get confusing. It does me anyway. Yeah, so I think that's quite smart there. So coming over to the right side, right handlebar, pretty much identical to the 900. If we come over this side, I'm not entirely sure if this is on the 900. This lock feature here, which I believe might be hill hold assist, but not 100%, but potentially there. And yeah, what's she got? I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles. Yeah, so with the dash and the TFT, it's got all the bells and whistles. I'm not going to remember them, so I'm going to read them off of the sheet here, just to let you know. We'll just do a few of them because it's got so much. 5 riding modes. It's got road, rain, sport, rider configurable, and off-road actually on the GT models, which is cool. I'll go into that later, which one I prefer and reasons why. I mean, hill hold, heated grips, obviously, heated rider and pillion seats. It's got a quick shifter, adaptive cornering lights, Triumph connectivity system, cruise control, cornering, ABS and traction control, tyre pressure monitoring system, blind spot radar, and lane change assist warning, which I didn't realise was on it, which is cool. So yeah, they're completely spec'd out. It's got lots of new tech. It is missing the front radar, but then it's got the blind spot monitoring system. So yeah, cool. So if we just get into a feature actually I've just noticed that I really like, that I think is new compared to the 900. I think they've improved it, and it's actually probably the best out there on the market, is the screen. Yeah, so here's the screen on its high setting. I'll just change it, show you how easy it is. Literally, you just grab this handle and you just push it. You can hear it clicking, or pull it up. You don't need to push it forward or pull it back and then up. You don't need to press any buttons. It's literally just up and down. So that's really easy. You can do that on the fly with one finger really easily. That's really cool. So what are some other features on the bike? Up front we've got 2 Brembo disc brakes, which sure are extremely effective at stopping the bike. Yeah, down here on the GT Explorer, something fruity in the garage. On the GT Explorer they've got the lower engine bar protectors here, fog lights here, which are nice. Yeah, and actually overall I think it's looking really good, this bike. I'm going to get onto a few more points like wind protection, etc., but we'll move on to the Rally Pro now. Right, so looks wise, like I said, I think it just looks an amazing piece of kit. Fully kitted out like this. Big fan of it. So you've got the protection bars here, which I actually think make a nice added look to it. I like that adventure. Makes it look like it's more ready for sort of adventure and off-roading style. And then obviously if we come to the back, there's a chance to look at the panniers and how they'll look on the bike, which yeah, I think they look really smart, especially in the silver actually. Yeah, it looks it's got sort of fresh, slightly modern, sleek look to it. I'm not sure how to explain it, but yeah, they look really nice, and if we go up, really quality alloy. Cool, so the seat height on the Rally Pro, the lowest setting is 875, going up to 895. So compared to the GT's low was 850 off the top of my head, and the high was 870. Quite a fair bit higher up on the Rally here, and you can see it in person. You can see the difference quite visibly, which I was actually just chatting with someone. I think that's quite a good thing they've done. There's the paint colour and the different specifications, but there's a definite difference between the GT and the Rally, which I think is really good. If you want your more road biased one, you go for the GT. If you want your more off-road, you go for the Rally, and there's a definite difference there, which is a nice thing. Cool, so to give you a reference for height of the seat, I'm again 5'9". Now it looks like, I'm not too sure, but it looks like if you look up close, this is on the lower seat height setting, so 875 rather than 895. But I'll jump on now and see what the clearance is like for my feet. Yeah, so you can definitely notice slightly higher seat height there actually. These aren't the perfect trousers for it. Had an Africa Twin in the past, so I'm quite happy with it, but you would, if you don't like it too high up, you'd definitely, I think, be better off on the GT. Okay, so let's take a look at wind protection. Obviously you've got the screen, which I went over earlier on the GT. It's exactly the same on the Rally. Nothing needs to be pressed or pushed in or out. It's just really nice. And then up. Yeah, so you got the screen. So this is the Rally Pro, not the Rally Explorer. So you've got the 20-litre fuel tank on here, whereas on the Explorer you'd have the 30-litre. But if we just look at the wind protection, I actually notice when you're sitting on it, you get up here, see these two like shark fin bits pointing out there. First of all, I think they look quite good, but it looks as if there'll be quite good bit of wind protection for your legs. Possibly that airflow coming down the side here. I think that'll be quite good at directing that away from you to have a nice bit of wind protection there. And then coming up on the tank, I suppose it ties in with the looks of the bike as well, but it's got such nice angles on it. Quite sharp angles rather than the former 1200, slightly smoother profile to it. So a bit of protection for the Rally Pro. You've got your engine protection bars here, but then coming up, you've got some extra bars at the top here around the fairing and the fuel tank, which I was saying earlier, I think looks really good, and obviously they feel pretty sturdy actually. They feel like they are actually going to be protected for the bike. One more point for the Rally Pro and the standard Rally is the wing mirrors here. You don't get the blind spot assist and lane changing assist on them, just as a point to know. So it does actually, they are different wing mirrors in themselves. They seem a bit more off-road orientated. So if you come over to the GT Explorer, these are the wing mirrors that actually do have the blind spot monitoring and the lane change assist. So they're actually different. It's actually a different unit altogether, a different wing mirror, which I personally think I prefer the look of these with the blind spot assist on them. I think they look really modern, really nice. And then I'm assuming this here is a light that possibly flashes if it does detect someone in your blind spot. Can't see what else that would be for. Yeah, just a brief look there. Apologies if it wasn't the most technical insights into it, but they are prototypes. They're not actually, you can't ride them yet, but they are soon to come. I've heard from the dealership here at Triumph North London that roughly around, not 100%, around the beginning of April, late March, beginning of April, the first deliveries will be going out, so that's good news. I'm definitely going to be test riding one, really excited about them. Let me know what you think in the comments about the new bikes, obviously compared to Hush Hush to the BMW GS. What do you think? How those two are going to match up? That will be a really interesting test. Till next time, thanks for watching. I'm sincerely excited about these bikes, can't wait to test ride them. See you in the next one. Till next time, ciao bella.